Today we're going to be doing Module 1, Lesson 11. The objective is to solve mixed word problems involving all four operations, which is adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, with grams, kilograms, liters, and milliliters given in the same units. Okay, so the materials you need for today are online whiteboard or your whiteboard, dry erase marker, and dry eraser. I am going to be going through one example of each operation, so one addition, one subtraction, one multiplication, and one division. I'm going to try to do them slowly so that you can follow along with me on your own whiteboard and work through the problems with me so that you get that practice in before you work on your IXL skill. This word problem is involving addition. A pet mouse weighs 34 grams. A pet hamster weighs 126 grams more than the mouse. How much does the pet hamster weigh? Well, we know he weighs more, so we know that's addition. So we have 34 plus 126. Now I'm going to continue to build on the strategy that we learned yesterday. Okay, so I am going to break apart one of these numbers. I'm going to break apart this 34, and I'm going to make it 30 and 4, okay? So on your whiteboard, you can be doing this with me. If you need to pause at any time, you can always pause to catch up. So we have 34 plus 126. We have the pet mouse plus the pet hamster weighs that much more than the mouse. So I broke apart 34 into 30 and 4 to make it easier to add. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together the 126 plus the 30. So my hundreds aren't going to change because I don't have any hundreds to add over here. So I still have 100. There's 2 tens and 3 tens. 2 tens plus 3 tens is 5 tens. And then we have no ones here and 6 ones here. So that's just going to be 6 ones. Okay. So we have 156. Now we still have this 4 to add in. So we're going to take the 156, add 4 more. 156, 157, 158, 159, 160. And you may have been able to do that in your head if you think about how 6 and 4 go together to make another 10. So that's how we ended up with 6 tens. So how much does the pet hamster weigh? The pet hamster weighs 160 grams. Now let's go ahead and move on to a subtraction problem. Robert's crate of tools weighs 12 kilograms. He takes his power tools out. Now the crate weighs 4 kilograms. How many kilograms do the power tools weigh? We're going to start with our 12. And now we know it's subtraction. And the power tool, the crate weight goes down once the power tools are out. So we need to take the 12 that it weighs before, minus the 4 that it weighs now, and that should tell us how much the tools weigh. Because once the tools were taken out, that weight went down. So we have 12 minus 4. Now this one might be easy enough to do in your head, but we're still going to practice our break apart method. So I'm going to break apart we want to make that 12 an easier number. So we want to take the 2 1s away. So I'm going to take that away from the 4. If I take 2 1s away, I have 2 left. So this 4 now becomes 2 and 2. Remember, you can be doing this along with me. I'll give you a second to catch up. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the 12 minus the 2. Well, 2 1s minus 2 1s leaves us with 0 1s. We still have that 1 10, so that leaves us with just 10. We can't forget about this 2 over here, so now our problem becomes 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2, 10, 9, 8. How many kilograms do the power tools weigh? 8 kilograms. Okay, now let's solve a word problem involving multiplication. A pitcher of shaved ice needs 5 milliliters of food coloring to turn red. How many milliliters of food coloring are needed to make 9 pitchers of shaved ice red? Okay, now it does tell us that this is multiplication, but another way we might know is by thinking about groups. Multiplication always has groups, okay? There are 9 pitchers, which means there's 9 groups, okay? So this problem is 9 groups of, and then there's 5 milliliters of food coloring in each shaved ice. So there's 9 groups of 5, okay? This wouldn't be addition because adding 9 pitchers to 5 milliliters doesn't make sense. We can't add those together. Okay, we're making 9 groups of 5 milliliters. So what this means for you, okay, is we're going to count by 5s 9 times. So you're going to want to put up 9 fingers and count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 9 times 5 equals 45. So how many milliliters of food coloring are needed to make all those pitchers of shaved ice red? 45 milliliters. Okay, now we're going to work on one involving division. At the pet shop, there are 36 liters of water in a tank. Each fishbowl holds 4 liters. How many fish bowls can the shopkeeper fill using the water in the tank? Okay, so once again, it is telling us that this is division, but another way we know is because we are literally dividing, or we are partitioning, okay? We have these 36 liters of water in one place, and we're splitting them between all these different fish bowls. That's what division is. It's dividing the total into different groups. So we're taking the total of 36 and we're dividing it, okay, into groups of 4 liters. Because each fish bowl can hold 4 liters of water. And that should help us find out how many fish bowls we can have all together. Okay? So we're taking the total and we're breaking it down into groups. So what we're going to do for this one is you're going to have to count by 4s until you get to the total, which is 36. Let's start with our fist. Count by fours until we get to 36. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. How many fingers did we need? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We needed 9 fingers, so the answer is 9. How many fish bowls can the storekeeper fill? He can fill 9 fish bowls. Okay, now we're at the part where you are going to work on your homework alone. It is going to be IXL skill M11, which is comparison word problems, addition or subtraction. So this is going to kind of focus on the addition and multiplication and how you figure out what the difference is. And we talked about that, okay? Addition is when you're putting two things together. Multiplication is where you have groups of things. So you'll have to look at each problem and determine, does this have groups, or am I just putting it together to find a sum? Okay? That's what you're going to be working on. And if you do have any questions, if you're working during normal school hours, you can always message me in GoGuardian and I can try to help. Begin.